We all have these days where we can't literally think of anything to do at all. Anything to do, anything to eat, anything to watch, anything to eat. We don't know, we can't make up our minds. So therefore, we're stuck pretty much doing nothing. And however, one idea pops up in your head, and however, that's your only idea that you got for the day, and it goes and backfires in your face. And there goes your spirit, because shit. It's the only thing that came up in your mind. You're out of fucking ideas. Yeah. We've been there. And unfortunately, I have to go and had an idea, and it was my one and only idea, backfired against my face. I'm back to the drawing boards. I have to dig as many ideas out of my ass. And then, however, I came back and went back and remember that one thing that I was itching to do. Okay, so you're going. Not only is Sega known for Sonic the Hedgehog, and we all know Sonic the Hedgehog's being tossed around, it's beaten like a dead horse. My goodness, Sonic Boom. And imagine Sonic Boom causing so much damage that Chris Chan decided to, like, flip his shit and fucking tase someone at, I mean, not tase, but pepper spray someone at GameStop. Holy shit. It was just fucking crazy. Boy, oh boy. But anyway, there is a series besides Sonic the Hedgehog that has rarely made appearances in North America. And probably Europe, I can say that. Ooh boy. So, if you've played Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, or Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, on the Genesis, chances are you have played the North American version of Puyo Puyo. As a matter of fact, yes, Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is the North American reskin version of Puyo Puyo. Yeah, that's right. Puyo Puyo has been a series that's been popular and, of course, constantly being made only in Japan. So that means most of these Puyo Puyo games stay in Japan. So, yeah, then the only ones that made it in North America was Puyo Pop Fever, and, however, the North American reskins. As a matter of fact, the Puyo Puyo games were first being made by Compile, but when Compile shut down, Sonic Team had to take over and go and develop, to continue the development of the Puyo Puyo series, as I meant to say. So, yeah. The Puyo Puyo series is part of a genre of combat puzzlers. Yes, I decided to call them combat puzzlers. The reason why I call them combat puzzlers is basically it's a puzzle game, but however, it's a versus puzzle game. However, for example, if you make certain matches in a row or certain gems in a row, you can send blank tiles to your opponent, and the only way to win is to pretty much overflow your opponent's game board. So, yes, and that's why they're called combat puzzlers. Examples of this are Puzzle Fighter, Octomania, and of course, I could say Tetris. If played versus, there's Tetris versus. What I'm about to talk about here is one of the Puyo Puyo games. As a matter of fact, one of the Puyo Puyo games for the Sega Dreamcast. However, this game is called Puyo Puyo 4. Oh yeah, Puyo Puyo 4 or Puyo Puyo Hun. Or Puyo Puyo, as you can see in that title right there. Yeah, you speak. Alright, so yes, this is a Dreamcast. But you won't be able to find this in not only your Dreamcast, but you can also find it for your N64. You can find it for N64. You can find it for PlayStation 1. Yeah, it's a surprise. As a matter of fact, I'm really going ahead and I'm going to say this. Okay. So, unlike the well-known Sega IPs, this Sega IP was capable of not being actually a Genesis exclusive. The Puyo Puyo series has made its tradition to not only the Sega consoles such as the Genesis, the Saturn, and the Dreamcast, but it has made it on other platforms like the Super Famicom, the Super Nintendo, oh boy, the PC, and the PlayStation 1. So, oh yes, and also there's the handheld ports for the Neo Geo Pocket, and there's the Game Boy one. It's crazy. It's been multi-platform. Me, I go with the Dreamcast version. I like to have 4 players, as said in the back. Yes, you can play multiplayer with up to 4 players. Boom. That's right. Also, I like a little bit of hardware improvements when I play this game, so that definitely rolls out the N64 version. As a matter of fact, playing it on a Sega console is so Sega.
Puyo Puyo 4 is the 4th installment in the franchise and one of the games made by Compile before the demise of the company Compile itself and the development privileges of the Puyo Puyo license being passed to Sonic Team. How you play the game, you align 4 color titles of the same color to make a match. Of course, make a chain combo and you want to send colorless titles that can only be eliminated by neighboring color titles when aligned 4 in a row to the opponent's board, thus fucking them over, depending on how long the chain combo lasts. You win the game when your opponent's board is overflown. Simple. Shit gets real, and you could get your ass handed to you in under 1 minute or 30 seconds if you're not careful enough. Making a new addition are character-specific special moves that include clearing boards of colorless tiles, blocking colorless tiles from entering the board at all, and etc. Of course, there are single-player modes along with multiplayer. And speaking of multiplayer, you can have up to a squad of 4 duke it out in an all-out free-for-all. As for single-player, you can get the simple, normal arcade run story mode. Yes, it's basically both the arcade run and story mode, along with a 3-stage trial mode and a versus CPU mode. There's also a variety of practice modes, so you train until your heart's content. And yeah, the game is entirely in Japanese, however, I managed to find the game mode surprisingly easy. Don't know about you, does this game have a story? Yeah. Yes, someone fucks up and the protagonist has to fix things. Done, that's the story. Okay, so Puyo Puyo 4 is a game that is definitely for fans. As for newcomers, you will enjoy this game as well. Even if you haven't played Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine or any of the Puyo Puyo games. The sound presentation is outstanding, as well as the marvelous 2D game design. It has aged well. Developers made quite an evolution in quality. The background music is catchy, upbeat, and moving. Sorry about that. The traditional characters are still their colorful selves, as well as the gameplay is still traditionally colorful. Puyo Puyo 4 is a wonderful game, and this is something you would like to have to your import collection.